How's it going, guys, and welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the Shredifier. If you'd like to get the Shredifier for yourself, go on a fast travel over to the slaughter shaft on Pandora and start yourself a slaughter. You'll have to make it all the way to wave 4 of round 5, which is where the boss Titan can spawn, who when killed can drop you the Shredifier. But so that you don't have to do all 5 rounds every single time you want to attempt to get the Shredifier, after killing Titan, do not finish out the wave and instead either die or fast travel back to the start. Either way, this will cancel out the round and let you begin at the start of round 5, so you only have to do the first 4 waves. The Shredifier is a legendary Vladof assault rifle able to come in any of the elements and rolling with 1 to 2 projectiles per shot for 1 or 2 ammo costs per shot respectively. The Shredifier is also able to roll as the Super Shredifier, which is just the Shredifier with the secondary barrel under barrel, allowing you to have 2 spinny barrels active at once. The Shredifier has an incredibly high fire rate, incredibly high mag size, and sustained fire will increase the fire rate further up to a limit. The Shredifier has received a single change, being a 120% weapon damage buff. Being a fucking BL3 old head, it kind of is hard to say that the Shredifier is actually forgotten, but I do think nowadays it's pretty safe to say that it is. While I'm sure it does still get used here and there, and while I'm sure it does have its fans, it's not a gun that I hear about super often anymore, especially compared to the heights of its absolute peak where it was being recommended everywhere. But of course, that was mostly the Super Shredifier, and in this video we're gonna go over kind of all 4 effectively variants, being the ×1 and the ×2, both in their Super Shredifier and basic bitch Shredifier variants. Getting on into that, let's talk first about the ×1 basic variant, and wow, while I assumed it was still going to be good, god damn, immediately I just love it. This is a way to use the Shredifier without having to worry nearly as much about ammo cost. Ammo cost is still pretty high, being an incredibly high fire rate Vladof assault rifle, and it will chew through your ammo reserves quickly with that, but I've played with plenty of worse weapons that blow through ammo quicker. I had literally exactly enough ammo to clear through the Molly 1 takedown intro and kill Kraken in a pretty damn good time. You definitely do not need a Super Shredder to put in work with this weapon, and if you don't have ammo sustain in your build, not having a Super Shredifier is probably the way to go about it. On to the ×1 Super, if you've ever used or seen the Shredifier used, you know damn well what's about to happen here. This is for those that wish to send as much lead down range as quickly as possible while sounding like you're holding a handheld A10 Warthog. Less controllable than the ×1, far more gun-go-burr than the ×1, but absolutely a hell of a lot more fun and better in the right setups. While I was still able to clear the intro with my ammo pool, at least I would have if not for unfortunate events right near the end, you do definitely still want some ammo sustain if you're going to be using the Super Shredifier for extended periods of time. Moving on to the ×2 basic, this is the first time I was not able to use my ammo pool to make it through the Molly 1 takedown intro, but holy fuck is the difference in damage noticeable. ×1 did take a bit of sustained fire to kill an enemy with a pretty quick time to kill, but the ×2 can annihilate something in just a quick burst, which while burst firing sounds like it should be more ammo efficient than sustained fire of a ×1, I can tell you that in practice it sure as hell didn't feel like it. Very fun, but absolutely needs some crazy ammo sustain to use. And for the ×2 Super, I mean, I don't know what you expect here. It's like the absolute worst of the ×1 Super and the base ×2 rolled into one to make something so nearly unusable and so utterly overkill that I really can't help but to fucking love it. It's kind of hilarious to use, and while I think it would take literally as much mag size and ammo regen as you could possibly get, while probably needing to actively avoid fire rate buffs to use as a main damage dealer, that's gotta be worth it just for the meme. The ×2 Shredifier is absolutely as Vladof as Vladof gets. What I think really hurts the Shredifier's popularity nowadays is just simply how many other options there are and how each of them tend to actually do something other than just gun-go-burr. Assault rifles are a very saturated market in BL3 because you have heavy hitters like the OPQ, Rebound, Soul Render, Rowan's Call, Blast, and the Monarch, all of which have incredibly powerful and very unique effects to them, which makes it very difficult for a very simple, straightforward gun-go Burr Vladof to actually compete. But as I've said many times through this series, these sorts of weapons do have a place within the roster. I think every weapon type of every manufacturer should always have a baseline sort of weapon that really plays on and exemplifies what they do, and the Shredifier does exactly that. It's an AR that's a double-barrel chain gun, which is just badass, that spits out a steady stream of bullets straight from your ammo pool directly center mass into the supple meat of whatever happens to be in your line of sight. That's fucking Vladof, baby! The Shredifier does also still hold up quite well, but has certainly fallen off from the absolute beast that it used to be during the early days of a lower power level endgame. While it still performs incredibly well on True Molly 1 takedown and below, it does take a bit of a hit on True Guardian takedown. And while noticeable, it can still kill decently and likely would perform perfectly fine on a build much more focused in on upkeeping and dealing damage with heavy fire rate weapons. It's just never going to be hitting DPS output quite like the Monarch, for example. But does it need to? As I said, the Shredifier is just everything that makes Vladof wrapped into one really cool, really simple, really fucking badass package. This is an assault rifle that can have 2 fucking chain gun barrels on the front of it. I don't know how much more glowing of a review I can even give it other than just that. I mean, what it is cool as fuck. The Super Shredifier can and will get you bitches, I promise you. Walk up to a woman and start telling her about your Super Shredifier build. She'll be fucking drenched. Bad ass. That's an about doer for this one though. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. I'll be live right after this video goes up right here on YouTube and also over on my Twitch channel, where there'll be a link to down in the description below, and just under that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.